Good morning, it's Friday. Friday morning show is today, and I'm sick. Can you hear it in my voice? I think this is the most words I've said all morning, so I get to hear my voice at first. Yay! Welcome to the Friday morning show. I am your host, Deanna Deacon, who unfortunately is under the weather, but I'm really excited to be here with you because I have something really important to share, and it felt like it needed to come out. I could be in bed in my pajamas, but I'm probably going to go there after. And I decided to put on a super cute outfit. Let me just show you what we got going on here. Yeah, little white pants. Yes, it's past Labor Day. I don't care. And put on a little makeup, had a really smoking hot shower, and I'm feeling pretty good. Sound a little funky, but that's okay. So, today we're talking about community and how community can either help you shine in who you are as a person, or it can make you sink and feel less and less like you know who you are. And I'm going to share with you a personal story because this has happened to me in my life, and I want you to be able to witness and see the difference between the two, the shine and the sink, in a very just like normal level, like nothing big, nothing about business, nothing like that, but just about what it means to be a person, what it means to be who you are, and allow your innermost self to shine and show up. Okay? So first we're going to take a deep breath. Breathe it in, breathe it out. If you're here with me live, go ahead and comment in and let me know where you're watching from. And of course, if you're watching the replay, do hashtag replay. Let me know where you're watching from so I can come back in and engage with you while you go through the video with your comments. It's so much fun to share in that way, okay? So I have a piece of paper because you know when you're sick and your brain's like quite foggy and sometimes it's hard to think? Yeah, that's where I'm at. So there's two different examples that I'm going to walk you through my story. And the first one is the sink aspect of your community. So when I talk about community, first of all, you think about community. What does community mean to you? What would you classify as community? For some people, that's just your family. For some people, that's your family and maybe your close circle of friends. For some people, that's everybody you see on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis that you would include in your community. Now, this varies for every person, so I want you to think about what does it mean for you and who is your community? How can you visualize who they are, okay? Now I want you to think about, do you feel lifted up by your community? Do you feel held back by your community? So for example, if you feel lifted up, you might be able to speak freely about your thoughts, your opinions, your judgments, your fears, whatever it might be. You feel like you can bring those forward, and maybe people don't have the same view, but you at least feel respected in it. You have the ability to just kind of be who you are. We all have these weird, silly little idiosyncrasies that we do, like in our lives and the funny things we say and the way we move in our bodies. Do you feel safe and comfortable to share those with your community? If you feel like your community doesn't allow you to do that, you may feel things like feeling like you have to watch your words, feeling like when you're surrounded by your community, whether that's family or friends, whatever it might be, you're watching your words, you're watching your physical actions, you're a little bit more on edge about how you're showing up, how you're being perceived, because you don't necessarily feel super safe, because you want to impress them, because you want them to be happy, you want them to like you, you want to keep that peaceful experience, whatever it might be. So the sense of kind of like restricted or stifled, that's the sensation of the sinking aspect. So when you think about your community that you're surrounded with right now, and be honest, you don't have to share in the comments, but I want you to be honest with yourself. Where do you sit mostly? In that area of feeling really respected and appreciated, like you can shine as who you are, or a little bit stifled, a little bit restricted and held back? Now keep that in mind as I share this story with you, okay? And as I'm going through the story, please comment in and let me know if you're like, whoa, either that's me right now, or yep, I've completely been there. And this story is actually related to me being sick. So, years ago, for the majority of my life, I've been an empath, and I've been a very sensitive person. And because of that, I have lots of emotions. My body's very sensitive. I experience things very deeply. Like everything in life, I experience super deeply. So what that meant is when I tried to fit into a normal societal life, and primarily normal jobs, where I often worked in offices, or yeah, it was usually offices. In these situations, I didn't necessarily feel fully supported unless I was doing the best job ever. So I'm a hard worker. I am really talented in the skill sets that I have, and so I can perform at high levels. But if I'm not performing at that high level, I always felt like I was completely unappreciated. Not even under, just unappreciated, unacknowledged, not valued, and basically like unless I was a workhorse performing 100% of the time, I didn't feel like I was respected. Now, my previous employers, maybe they would say something different, but this was my perception of it. This is how I received this experience in my life. So what that meant was when things like when my body broke down and got sick, I was terrified to call in sick. Terrified. I would get like these sweats, not just from being sick, but because I was so nervous about and anxious about making this call. I would feel like I was a terrible person. I was letting everybody down. There was, how could I be sick again? And it used to happen. I'd get sick like every 3 to 4 months. So it was this constant thing that I was struggling with. And I started looking at my body as, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me go through this process of reaching out to these people who only approve of me when I'm a high performer and forcing me to make this phone call and forcing me to stay home sick when now I just spend the whole day feeling guilty and I don't even allow myself to heal because there's no space for me to accept how I am and as I am because I feel like I'm a terrible person because I'm sick. And so what I realized is that my work community and my social community at that time too, like these were the type of people who would go to work if they were vomiting. Why would you go to work if you're vomiting? Are you actually performing well? Are you actually doing your job? Like, are you actually showing up in a high capacity? Of course not. You can't think, you're not eating, you're going to run to the bathroom all the time. Like, come on, there is no reason for you to be at work. And especially if it might be the flu, you're going to get everyone else sick. That's just stupid in my opinion. However, I was surrounded by a community of people where that was their truth. It doesn't matter how sick you are, you get your butt to work and you perform at a high level. But I could perform at a high level when I was well, and when I'm sick, if you didn't read my post from earlier this morning, I get the socially deemed man cold, 100%. I want all the love, all the affection, all the support. I want someone making tea for me. I want to be tucked into bed. I want all the things to just like wrap me up in this cozy sense of love so that I can just heal in the best way that I know how. So I require a lot when I'm sick. So for me to go into work when I feel that way it's not possible. It's not a thing. And I know that even if I did, it's a waste of the company's money because I'm not doing my job. And I know that, and it's not worth it. But what we're talking about here is how community either helps you shine or helps you sink. And in that experience, I believe that I continuously got sick over and over, like every 3 months, every 4 months, constantly, because I didn't feel safe. Because I constantly needed to bring in that love and affection for myself, and my body, I wasn't doing it, so my body made me sick so that I would just naturally reach out and ask for it. Because when I'm sick, I can't help it. I'm like, please someone take care of me. And I'm asking for what I need. But when I'm at my high level of performing, I didn't feel safe to ask for that. I didn't feel safe to ask for that support, that acknowledgement, that love, that appreciation. Therefore, my body made me sick in order to make it happen, which perpetuated my guilty issue and feelings and things in my heart, okay? So it makes it really challenging, or it made it really challenging for me to be able to show up as who I am. For me to continue to be a high performer, I continuously felt like I was just getting beaten down, and I just wasn't being appreciated, and I kept fighting against my body. Now, side note, I'm trained as a holistic health coach. I'm trained as a personal trainer. I'm trained as a fitness instructor, I guess. I don't know what the title of that is. I'm trained in all of these different things with our physical body. Your body is not your enemy. It is never, ever, 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 ever your enemy. I don't care what is going on in your body. It is there to tell you a message, to give you some sort of support based on what's going on inside your body, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever it might be. Your body is a messenger. And when you fight against your body, it makes your physical symptoms worse. Every time. Every time. Okay? The more you can appreciate, honor, and respect your body, the more it's going to show up and shine for you. The more it's going to show up in its health for you. The more it's going to guide you to what you truly need. And sometimes that's rest, and sometimes that's certain food, and sometimes that's stepping away from unhealthy relationships. Your body is a messenger, and it's on your side. So, throughout the years of realizing that this was the problem, and I wasn't super conscious of it at the time, this was just something that was happening in my life, I just started to kind of have this beautiful little awakening of what would it be like to be appreciated? What would it be like to be who I am and just allow that to be enough? Whether I'm high performing, whether I'm super sick in bed, have someone and a group, like a community, appreciate me at both of these levels. So I started just asking myself, okay, does this collective of people, does this make me feel expansive or does this make me feel small? And I continuously ask myself this question. Do I feel expansive? Do I feel contracted? Do I feel expansive? Do I feel contracted? And when I felt expansive was when I could crack my jokes, when I could do silly little dances, when I could just have fun with life and the people that I was surrounded by. And when I felt contracted was when I felt like I had to watch my words. I felt like I couldn't be who I was. I felt like people were judging me for anything that I was saying or doing. And I just started gravitating towards what made me feel expansive rather than contractive. And some relationships ended because of that. And I left some jobs because of that. And I worked against this fear in my head that, socially it doesn't make sense that I continuously keep leaving these jobs, but they don't fit. They didn't fit. So, as I continuously moved towards what made me feel expansive and the people and the community that made me feel that way, I started to notice I felt more accepted as who I was. I felt more safe to be who I was. I felt like it was okay to be me no matter how I felt, that high productive or that super low in bed. I could be anywhere on that scale, and with a select few people in my community, I felt safe in that. And then yesterday happened, and this is a really cool story, so let me know your thoughts on this. So yesterday I woke up and I was like, damn, I am sick, and like quite sick, and just like razor blades in my throat. And I knew that I had a few things that I had to do, and one of them was teach a belly fit class. Now, I am teaching a belly fit series, so these women are in an 8-week series, and they've already paid for it. If I cancel a class, it's super challenging to try and like reschedule it, So I knew these women love their afternoon belly fit. They love this experience, so I need to show up for them. When I sat at home, I asked myself, okay, Deanna, you have the option of canceling and rescheduling. Yes, it's a bit of work, but of course you can figure it out. Your ladies will understand. Or you can show up and do the best that you can and just try to be there for them and trust that they will accept the experience and it will be what they need. As I sat there thinking about this, I thought about the women that are in this collective, these women that are in my community. And you guys, these women are some of the most kind-hearted, loving, appreciative women that I've ever met. They friggin' love me. They love belly fit. They love the collective we've created. They love having this workout. They love it all. They're so grateful for this experience, and I can feel that from them. So when I sat there and asked myself, I realized I don't care what state I'm in, I am choosing to show up for them because I know that when I show up, they are going to so deeply appreciate that and they're going to fully accept me at any level. So I ended up going to the class. And of course, I told them, look, this is how I'm feeling. This is where I'm at. I'm going to take it easy with my body as I'm instructing and moving you through everything. I want you to go hard. And so they did. So they pushed themselves and they did a really epic, amazing workout. What happened was partway through, my body somehow figured it out and was able to protect myself so my throat no longer hurt. I could breathe fine. I had this burst of energy and we had an amazing class together. And at the end, we were sitting there right at the end of our Savasana and I was just sharing some things from my heart. And something that I shared was, I never used to have this kind of community that allowed me to show up as exactly who I am in this moment, in complete acceptance, love, appreciation, regardless of how I feel. Just accepting me for who I am. I never used to have that. Because I have that now, I was able to show up for them. I was able to deliver for them. I was able to gift that experience to them and show up and shine in my own light. And it served my body, it served their bodies, it served our whole community. So when I thought about that, I realized I have gone from a life of feeling completely stifled, held back, restricted, constricted, like I was not good enough unless I was performing and doing and showing like this is how good I am. I went from that kind of life to a life where I'm completely accepted and appreciated as who I am. Where when I send an email to a client asking if we can reschedule because I'm under the weather, her response is 100% about me. Take care of yourself. Have this for your tea. Do this for you. Make this happen. There's so much appreciation and love surrounding me in my life. So this is how it turns to you. Where are you on the scale between sinking and shining through your community? Because it's hard every day to just get yourself together and make it through life. It is challenging. There are a lot of things that we come up against. And your community is who you rely on for your influence, for your inspiration, motivation, support, kindness, appreciation, all of those things. If your community is making you feel like you're sinking, you have to change that. Now, I'm not saying go out and like quit your job and leave all your friends and have nothing to do with your family anymore if that's your current community. I'm saying consciously choose expansive versus contractive. If you're invited to spend time with a group of people on a weekend and the thought of that makes you feel like this, like, oh, I should do it because I haven't seen them so long and don't friggin' do it. Just don't. I don't care what you tell them why you can't, just don't do it. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your energy and the people you choose to spend your time with because you do. Because you do. That's just how it goes. You have to make sure you're surrounding yourself with others that love and support you and appreciate you. And if they don't, that's okay. Let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Now, there's so many ways that you can help to support yourself moving through this transition, because I know a lot of you are probably like, yeah, my work environment is just stressful and it doesn't make me feel good about who I am or how I'm showing up. And I get that, and it's challenging. And it's taken me quite a few years to get to this place where I feel so open and expansive. However, there are tools that can support you to create these changes and to allow you to have an easeful transition as you move towards that expansive community that helps you shine. Those tools and support, of course, like you can get them at the Empowered Woman Conference. We can work together one-on-one. You can join one of my group programs. They're all over the place. But I want you to start just paying attention to what makes you feel expansive and what makes you feel contractive. I want you to shine because you are a very special and unique individual, as every single one of us are. And you are this way on purpose. But when you keep letting all of these layers step in front of you to the point where you're not able to shine and you feel like you're sinking in your life, how are you showing up and serving others? How are you sharing your gifts with the world? How are you being a good person? It's too hard to do it when you're sinking and you feel like you have no support. So honey, stop it. Stop letting that be your truth. Stop letting that be your everyday. Move towards the expansion. Move towards those people, those experiences that make you feel so incredible. And that's one of the reasons that I love going to events, whether it's training or a conference or a retreat or whatever it might be. When I'm surrounded by other people seeking to have that expansive feeling within themselves, I'm lifted. I can't help but shine. I can't help but feel incredible because I'm surrounded by others that are doing the same thing. So, what are you going to do? And I want you, for those of you watching with me live, those of you watching the replay, I want you to comment in right now. What are you going to do this weekend? It is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. What are you going to do this weekend to allow yourself to feel that expansive feeling? I want you to comment right now. I want to hear from you. What are you going to do this weekend to feel expansive rather than contractive? To feel like you get to shine rather than sink? And for the record, sometimes feeling expansive means staying in bed all day. Sometimes feeling expansive means not talking to anybody, and that's okay. Don't judge what makes you feel expansive. Just accept it and take action. Just trust that you are being intuitively guided to what you need and what is right for you, and just allow yourself to feel that way. So go ahead and comment in. What are you doing this weekend to serve and support you feeling an expansive state of community? You guys, this is so important. If you're not willing to put the time and effort into this, life will continue to be more challenging. And you'll continue to feel like you're losing yourself and like you're not connected to who you are at your core. And that's what happens. That's why I have some women come to me in their 50s, 60s, haven't worked with anyone in their 70s, but around those ages asking, what makes me happy? What would I do for joy? What would I do for fun? I don't know, because it's just been this continuous long stretch of life where they didn't choose that expansion. They chose that contraction. Now they're choosing that expansion now, which is valuable, but I know that some of you watching, I know that you have the opportunity right now to start making that change. So what's holding you back? Why aren't you doing it? Get real with yourself. What's standing in the way? If you need support, if you need that extra guidance, if you need to find a community to surround yourself with, girl, check out the Empowered Woman Collective. It is a beautiful space. Consider joining one of my group programs. I have an incredible one coming out in 2020. I'll be launching that soon. This is the type of environment that allows you to shine. That whether you're in bed texting from your phone saying, I feel terrible today, or you're saying, hey, I just got that raise at work, or oh my God, I just found out I'm pregnant, or oh man, like I'm going on that holiday to Costa Rica. Whatever it is, you get to be celebrated and honored. That's how I want you to feel. Okay? That feels good to share. I felt like it needed to come out. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for supporting me, honoring me in my journey and my work and all that I'm doing. I really deeply appreciate it. Because there's no point me coming on here and sharing all these thoughts and these feelings and these teachings if there's no one to listen. So thank you for showing up for me. I really deeply appreciate it. Roberta, making dinner with my boys. Yeah, that's wonderful. Have fun this weekend, Roberta, with your boys, and let it be fun. You know how sometimes Thanksgiving comes and you're like, I gotta get the turkey and I gotta get the potatoes done and time with the vegetables and all the things. Who cares? So it's not ready at the right time. So you don't have the dessert you thought you were gonna have. So someone can't come anymore. Let it go. Just let it all go. And have fun and feel expansive and play with your boys and laugh with your boys because they don't care. They're just here to have fun. And allow yourself to have fun with them. Thanks for watching, Roberta. So much love to each and every one of you. I can't wait to see some more of your comments coming in. So if you've been watching the replay, make sure you send your comment in. Happy days.